follow me in that. The police would pull me over and say, where your son at? And I say, why? I mean, is he wanted? No, but he out here on that stuff, and you need to get him right or whatever. I'm like, y'all pulling me over, you're not gonna ask for the insurance and nothing like they ain't want none of that. They just wanted him.
You know, I got 3 convictions, you know what I'm saying? So another conviction, you know what I'm saying, for the century, you know what I'm saying? So
he's not a bad person at all. The feds portrayed him to be bad because he wouldn't rap. So I mean, I'm in the courtroom, they asking for 30 years. The judge saying, this is ludicrous. She didn't even listen to the DA. He asked for 30 years because he wouldn't rap. 30 years on that charge.
I roll, you know what I'm saying? I roll, I'm a back off me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, run up on me, you know I'm...
Also at federal court today, Christopher Dorsey, better known as local rapper BG, pled guilty today to gun charges.
And a New Orleans rapper has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal possession of firearms and obstructing justice.
Hey yo squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. We've seen the new generation of rappers like NBA Youngboy, Kodak Black, Pooh Shiesty, and the list goes on, face legal issues that have taken chunks out of their rise to fame. But that's nothing for new rappers. But today, we're gonna tap in with the OGs, or should I say BG. Speaking of BG, he was and is a Louisiana legend, but his rise to fame was put on hold when feds caught him lacking with a 14-year sentence. Since then, his life behind bars has been met with hella obstacles, bad decisions, and pleas for an early release that the judge continuously denies. This is his life behind bars. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Christopher Dorsey is the Louisiana OG legend known to the streets and the rap industry as BG. He rose to fame in the rap game when Birdman discovered him in a barbershop and signed him to Cash Money Records.
So he came in a barbershop one day and I was in the barbershop and he was like, spit something for me, little. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man. So I spit something for him. And he told me to come hop in the car with him.
BG will become a member of the rap collective Hot Boys with Lil Wayne, Turk, and Juvenile. And dudes was tearing up the streets with heat. In fact, they changed the rap game. From the Source to XXL, the Hot Boys were on fire. But little did BG know, things were about to go downhill for him. First, him and Birdman fell out over money. And according to BG, he helped to build that empire and was being cut out of the pie while Birdman was making hella M's. BG went into smoke mode coming at Birdman and Lil Wayne in interviews, freestyles, and even performing on stage.
You know what I'm saying? We was gone for 12 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I come back. You know what I'm saying? I buy me a brand new Benz cash. You know what I'm saying? He give me a check for 300 G's. But I read in the paper, so then gross 14 made on like 60 days. And you know what I'm saying? He was collecting like 165 G's a night cash.
If BG thought that was the most of his problems, he had another thing coming. The thing about the streets is, when you in it, you gotta keep a couple on you to protect yourself. You got ops, friends trying to take your spot, and just haters envying your come up. On November 3rd, 2009, BG got hemmed up with the poles and the whip. The cops been on his top for a minute trying to catch him slipping, and even pulling up on his mom's.
People will follow me in that. The police will pull me over and say, where your son at? And I say, why? I mean, is he wanted? No, but he out here on that stuff, and you need to get him right or whatever. I'm like, y'all pulling me over, you're not gonna ask for the insurance and nothing like they ain't want none of that. They just wanted him.
That Tuesday night, they finally got him. According to reports, officers pulled over a vehicle with BG and 2 of his homies, 17-year-old Demonde Pollard and 28-year-old Gerard Fedderson. Reports further state that officers from the NOPD's 7th District halted the late model Chevrolet Tahoe after watching it commit a traffic violation. That's when everything went to hell. Searching the vehicle, they found not 1, not 2, but 3 poles with loaded magazines and 2 extended magazine clips along with illegal substances. What's worse, 2 of the straps were reported stolen along with the vehicle. Them boys was riding dirty on top of dirty, for real. Court documents state that Pollard was booked on multiple charges, including 2 counts of illegal possession of stolen firearms and a count of illegal carrying of a weapon. Feddersen and Dorsey were each booked with illegal carrying of a firearm. What's crazy is that bro was already arrested multiple times that same year. One time in March on illegal substance charges in Jefferson Parish, another time in New Orleans in June and booked into jail on illegal substance charges. Then there was another time where he was arrested for an outstanding warrant from Texas. BG was tweaking for real and letting himself get caught lacking too much. This time, it will come with a heavy price. Just like that, BG's grind and time in the spotlight went up in smoke. He was now facing football numbers if found guilty. At first, it seemed like he cooked up the perfect plan for escape, but it backfired and sent him to the shadow realm. His homie, Pollard, had took the rap for the guns, claiming it was his. But when that prison sentence starts staring you in the face, all of that gangster and loyalty code talk can go out the window. Pollard backpedaled his way up out of there, turning and retracting ownership of the polls. Instead, bro said BG forced him to say they were his. They also had BG on recorded phone calls to back up Pollard's claims. Pollard reached a plea agreement and got 30 months. BG, other homie Feddersen, reportedly got 20 years, and BG, with witness tampering now added to his charge, was in for the fight of his life with the legal system. The internet and social media was already auditioning for its investigator badge way back then, and they had on record BG's songs, lyrics, and one notable video that prosecutors used to tie him to two notorious New Orleans hitters, Telly Hankton and Michael Anderson.
Telly Hankton, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? One of the realest in the city, you know what I'm saying? They hating on him right now, you know what I'm saying? You got him all over the news.
Now, Telly Hankton was charged with nearly a dozen racketeering charges, and he was found guilty on 9 of those charges.
BG held it solid and refused to turn fed, instead pleading guilty and accepting hellfire, and it rained down. He was loyal to the streets, even when the streets wasn't loyal to him.
So at federal court today, Christopher Dorsey, better known as local rapper BG, pled guilty today to gun charges.
On May 12, 2011, BG learned his fate. He was charged in a 3-count indictment with 2 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm and 1 count of conspiring to obstruct justice, and was sentenced to 14 years.
The New Orleans rapper has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal possession of firearms and obstructing justice. Christopher Dorsey, also known as BG, was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release by a federal judge. The 28-year-old pleaded guilty in December to being a felon with a firearm after being caught by the NOPD.
Going into his bid, he penned fans a heartfelt letter. It's messed up when 14 years is a blessing. I say that because originally his mom stated in an interview that they were going to try to give him 30 years for standing firm and not ratting.
He's not a bad person at all. The feds portrayed him to be bad because he wouldn't rat. So, I mean, I'm in the courtroom, they asking for 30 years. The judge saying, this is ludicrous. She didn't even listen to the DA.
They were really out to get my man for real. What's even worse was that the worst was yet to come. He now had to actually face those years stripped of his freedom, and some things never change. Turns out even behind bars, BG still couldn't keep his street mentality in check and stay out of trouble. The same thing that got him into position he's in was the same thing still going on. In the court documents, BG had been going through it, maybe because he felt defeated and just stopped caring. I don't know. But in 2017 alone, he was charged with multiple offenses behind bars, including possession of narcotics, phone abuse, and possession of a dangerous weapon. Goodness. But that's not all. In 2019 and 2020, bro was at it again. BG was caught with a narcotic and tested positive for a narcotic. Still, it didn't end there. Come 2021, he got into trouble for alcohol possession. BG was making it hard on himself, getting into so much trouble, and if you ask why, here's why. The time would come when, along with a legal team, he would try to get a compassionate release. In fact, on multiple occasions. And guess what happened each time? Denied. His track record was too off, not only outside but behind bars too, so you know the judge already probably not even paying any mind to any request for a release. His efforts to gain favor by the judge and his request ran between 2021 up to this current point. BG listed health concerns during the pandemic as a means for gaining early release. He listed him suffering from seizures among other underlying issues as a cause for his request to be approved, but the judge shut that down, stating that the medical records show he has no such conditions and was also vaccinated. BG wasn't going for it that easy and doubled back, penning a 6-page letter to the judge pleading for a compassionate release. Bro put his foot down and kept it straight 100 with the judge. BG let it be known that enough is enough. He went on to state that who he became was a product of the streets he called home, the 13th Ward, uptown in New Orleans, and the people around him that never corrected him for his actions but instead egged him on, telling him he's keeping it real. BG tells the judge he never since had a chance to come to terms with the trauma of his life or nobody that encouraged him to assess the path he was taking. BG was giving it all he had, trying to get the judge to sympathize with him in his situation and let him out. That led to him trying to talk to the humanity of the judge, expressing the love he has for his kids and his old girl, and how much he's failed them by being behind bars, and he just wants to do right, be a good guide, protect, and provide for his family. By all accounts, it was a well-written letter. His legal team was applying pressure to the T, but again, the judge said, nah, bruh, just stay in there. Within all of that, it seemed one ray of light was shining in. In 2021, Birdman would post that BG was coming home soon, sparking talks that they had patched things up and was cool again. That was a good look because Birdman is a big figure and could probably get some pull from other big wigs in the industry to help BG get out early. That's exactly what he began laying the groundwork for in July 2022 when him, Slim, Wendy Day, and Gary Payton Sr., along with other public figures and hip-hop executives, all sent letters on BG's behalf. It was looking like things were finally starting to turn around. Other affiliates like Hot Boys member Turk posted in 2020 that BG would be home soon. He got so much pushback when it never materialized that he cleared it up in an interview that what he meant was he was manifesting it instead of just wishing him free.
I believe in the law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
And manifestations. So I believe in when you saying free BG, that's like you're not sure, you're not having faith that he's coming home.
Yeah.
So one day I just tweeted out, say it's no more free BG, it's BG free.
Yeah.
The whole media, you know how they put the captions?
Shit went viral.
BG home. It went viral. I'm like, why I'm always going viral for the shit I'm saying?
While hopes were in the wind, Birdman revived it when he posted not once, but on 2 occasions that BG was coming home. The first was in September 2022, most likely because BG submitted another request for compassionate release. Unfortunately, it took the judge just 72 hours to shut down the request, again, stating that BG has offered no new evidence that would affect the court's prior decision. The post is now removed from Birdman's IG. Still, Birdman isn't letting up on getting BG up out of there. The second and most recent post on his release was posted to Birdman's IG on October 1st, 2022, just a few days ago. But this time, Birdman hinted to 2023 being the countdown to BG's release. Hopefully this time it's a go. BG has also buried the hatchet with the past hot boy homie Lil Wayne. On Weezy's G-Day, September 27th, BG sent out a post showing love. Even though he's been gone for over a decade and fighting for his freedom, the streets and real ones never left him hanging. Him and Louisiana OG Boosie is still tight and always in communication. Boosie said he got $100K for him when he comes home for keeping it solid.
Fucking right, free BG. I'm dog, nigga. Got 100,000 cash for you when you come home. I love you, little bitch, you heard me? Christopher Dorsey. Yeah, I love you, little bitch.
Time will tell what's good from what's not with his release. As of right now, he's scheduled for a 2024 release if serving his full time. But his moms says Birdman says get ready because he's coming home and the Hot Boy reunion is as good as guaranteed.
You said with the Hot Boy reunion.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as they
him and Baby already did they connect.
So the world hearing this right now, they're gonna say BG Mom said there's gonna be a Hot Boy reunion.
It is a Hot Boy reunion, and he's with Cash Money again.
If you'd like me to do a separate vid going into detail on his come up and the beef and falling out with Cash Money, let me know in the comments. Till then, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.